In today's video, we're going to be talking about the subcontracted crew versus the in-house crew and what the differences are. So the reason I have this golden gun in my hand is this is actually an award that we hand out to the foreman of the month, the golden gun. It's kind of a cool James Bond thing. It's a way to have some fun. It's because our crews work in-house. We're able to measure their performance. With a subcontracted crew, all they get is this big, huge contract. The first thing you need to know about subcontracting is what is the purpose of it? Now, I don't think subcontracting is a bad thing if you're, say, building a house or building a shopping mall. In that case, you're hiring a general contractor with the understanding that the intent is for them to go find the right contractors, the right trades, to have the right person for every job and every skill set that's needed. You wouldn't want a plumber doing your electrical, just like you wouldn't want a roofer doing your concrete. So when you build a house, subcontracting is a totally normal part of the construction industry because at that point, you're hiring a person whose job it is to go and find the right trades. Now, in the case of roofing, I don't believe it's great. Now, that's not to say that being a subcontractor is bad. I just think it doesn't make sense that they have to be a subcontractor. How does it make sense that a company can go and sell 100, 200, 400, 500 roofs and do it all on the understanding or the expectation or the assumption that someone else is going to go and buy a truck and buy a trailer and buy $5,000 worth of tools, go get a business license, get a tax ID, get a payroll tax ID, go and do a bunch of hiring, post hiring ads, hire an accountant, and then get an accounting software to do bookkeeping, and then go get insurance and negotiate with an insurance broker, or go find 5 guys just to get a job. Right? If you sell 200-300 roofs on the assumption that someone else is going to do that, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And if all you did was sell a roof, why do you need to sell it to someone else? What makes you a roofing company other than your ability to do roofing? So in my eyes, what the subcontracting world is all about is transfer of liability. So for example, this is a copy of a subcontracting agreement where it says the contractor shall indemnify and hold harmless the contractor, meaning the sub, will hold harmless the company and all associated directors, officers, and members from any liabilities, claims, actions, suits, or costs, damages, and other proceedings made, sustained, brought on, or prosecuted in any matter based upon blah, 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 blah. All claims, charges, expenses, and demands which now or hereafter are suffered and incurred, right? All loss, damage, liability of any kind or for injury or death of persons whomsoever and for damage or loss to destruction of property. This is basically what this is for. This is so roofing company X can hire roofing company B to take on all the liability. I don't know why subs do this. I don't know why subs empower companies to go sell 400 roofs on the expectation that they're going to come along and sign this 20-page contract after investing $60,000 in the deal, but they don't get to put their logos on the side of the truck or have any credit whatsoever for having done the job. It's not fair to the subcontractor to expect them to do that. That's not owning a business. That's owning your job. And what ends up happening is these guys are kind of coaxed in with big, huge budgets. You know, they say, oh yeah, we're going to pay you $50,000 to put down 1,000 bundles of material. And it sounds like a lot of money because they're only thinking about the labor time. And they're saying, oh, I'll pay a guy $40 a bundle, then I'll make $10 a bundle profit off all those guys' heads, and then I'll also make $50 a bundle for me while I'm doing it, and I'll use all that extra money to buy myself cool new stuff. But what ends up happening is they have to do hiring, firing, T4s, records of employment. They have to make sure they have insurance. Guys are going to quit. They have to be on the roof. Then afterwards, they have to do billing, invoicing, bundle counts. They have to set up for safety. They have to have a site-specific safety plan. All of these trainings and educations that come along with it, all these insurances, these licenses, and then taxes. And they don't understand in many cases about how much that actually takes to do. So what ends up happening is they get backed into a corner, and quite often you see subcontractors in a position where they owe huge amounts of taxes, and it's all because the big company transferred all that work onto the labor force so they could also get away from any liability with this big contract. We don't think it's right, and that's why all of our crews are in-house crews. The great thing about an in-house crew is not that necessarily they're any better than a subcontractor crew. At the end of the day, they're all roofers. We hire people who worked on sub crews. People who work for us go and start their own sub crews or go work for other sub crews. So roofing's roofing, and it doesn't mean that having an in-house crew automatically makes your roof better. What it means is we have total control as a company. What it means is that we can reward our employees for the right kinds of behaviors. I can force certain employees to start at a certain time. At 7:55, you're on time. At 8:01, you're late. With a subcontractor, they feel like they're their own boss, so they get to make that decision. We can control how many people are on site. We had a customer service issue when we tried subcontracting for about 6 months of total work time, 5 months in 1 year and 1 month in the following year. We had the issue where a subcontractor pulled half of his crew off the site to go to another job because he was late finishing this job and needed to get started for this job for another company. So literally taking the shirts off their back that said Sargeant's Roofing, going and putting on shirts for roofing company X and going to another site, and now one job that was supposed to take 2 days turned into 4 days, and that other customer, I imagine, also had a bad experience. This is something that doesn't happen when you have in-house crews because we control everything about the experience. What they wear, what tools they use, how they install things, how safe they are, how fast or slow they go, when they start, when they stop, how they appear on site, what volume they play their music at, everything. And that means that not only can we get a equal or better, possibly quality roof, but we can also get a much better customer experience, including our new Uberized experience, where we actually keep customers more in the loop using software that the foreman has on the roof. And I've explained that in some other videos, and I really think you should go check them out because we're so excited to share with you the Sargeant's Roofing experience. So if you're looking to get your roof done, I really highly suggest that if you're looking at something to do with just roofing, you want to make sure that your company doesn't subcontract. Now, you're free to make any decision you like. There's advantages and disadvantages to both, but we feel that this is the right way to give you the best experience. So give us a call or find us online at sargentsroofing.com.